Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and I am going to go over the Eat, Play, Love. So that's the little tag that I left off on my first project for Eat, Play, Love. And so we're going to work on the second project now, which is that wonderful glacier blue background with the dot pattern. It's named after me. So anyway, I am just gathering up all the pieces. There's Ginger in the background talking to you. And the second page. So I kind of go through the instructions and I see, okay, these are the two pieces that I cut. And the glacier for the 4x6 picture and another glacier background for a 3x3 picture. And those are what we need for the first page. And then the second page looks like it's all die cut. So I'm just going to set the other cut pieces aside and pull out the die cut carrier sheet. So there's a little bit on for project 2 on the first sheet here. And so we've got laughter, forever, and love. And that's going to label 3 of the pictures. So you always want to make sure that you've got all your pieces off your carrier sheet before you close it up. And that was sweet from the previous layout. And so we've got all these little pieces, and then the second page of die cuts is all project 2. So that scalloped piece is going to go on to page 2, and we've got all these leaves, all these pretty leaves, and a couple of another rosebud, and I'm calling it a rosebud, and then a little heart, and some real pretty flowers here. And you notice that there's lines, not a line, but a straight edge on the flowers. So those are going to go on the very edges of the paper. And then we've got 3 pieces that are have a printed stamped design, or not printed stitched design. That's what I wanted to say. And once again, check to make sure you've got all your pieces. I think I lost one. I dropped something. So anyway, I know that those are going to go to the side for page 2. And I think there's a rosebud that's going to go onto page 1. Those little titles go on page 2. And then all these other pieces are for page 2. So, and you see that the leaves are the same, they've printed them the same way that they did on the background sheet. Yeah, you see that? One little leaf got tucked away underneath there. That's how I lose things. Okay, so the 2 pieces, now those were from the exclusive page. There were 2, and this is the second one that had the lemonade on one half and the red color on the other part. And so these are going to be a background for the 4x6 picture that's going to go on the glacier background. So I'm going to go ahead and get my, first I'm going to get a new Tombow and put it in. And I'm going to go ahead and put the picture holder onto the background sheet. And see, so just a little bit of the edge shows. So they were cut at 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So it's just about 1/8 of an inch showing around your picture. I now have all the dogs in here keeping me company. If you hear noises, that's what's going on in the background. So I'm trying to figure out, just exactly where I'm going to put all these pieces. Of course, haven't looked at the fact that my page is not oriented correctly, so I'll figure that out soon. Not soon enough, but eventually I come up upon the realization that gee, that looks different. There isn't a point there. So you could totally eyeball these things, but they have measurements for where the point goes and the top point and the side corner. So they're measured out, but you could totally just kind of eyeball it if you wanted to. I mean, you can look at where the corners go on the instructions and kind of see that how they're oriented. And so the yellow goes over the red one. And I sort of look like, I guess the print on the red background has the little pictures going in different directions. So it's okay. I was thinking I had it upside down, but you really don't see much of it. And so it doesn't really matter. So there's how they're going to be oriented. And so it kind of makes a nice little interest that you've got one going in one direction, the other one going in the other direction. And I'm kind of putting the 4x6 so that it's, generally up and down. And I'm leaving a little open area on the side, on the left-hand side of the 3x3 so that the picture can slide underneath and doesn't get, glue doesn't stop it. So I'm going to put the little rosebud there, and then you want to have, that leaf is too big. There's a small leaf, so that's the one that's going to go kind of camouflaging the bottom of the rosebud. So now what you could do, which I don't think I did, you could totally pop up the leaf. So you want to kind of have the rosebud coming out, and then do I pop it up? I do. I pull out my tape, my foam tape, and made it just a little bit too long. And then I'm going to pop it up just to add a little bit of dimension to the flower. I always put down things and then I decide I want to lift them up. There we go. I just had it down around the flower too much. So, pretty simple. I mean, with that background being printed that way, there's, you can handle just putting a few pieces down and you've got a, nicely decorated page to put pictures on. And so now I'm just putting some little wooden ornaments here and there. And, we kind of, the instructions will show you where to put them. So I'm using my Tombow glue. And I will leave those just there so that they can dry good and hard and get stabilized. So, and then we've got a few stickers to go on by the, add a little bit more color to the embellishment. And it's amazing how just a little bit of a thing can make, kind of a big difference in how things look. And so we've got a heart is going to go up there. I put the glacier heart. It looks like it's a little darker blue heart, to tell you the truth. And then a smaller one. And then you can put some little journaling in the empty areas of the, around on the I don't know what to call that, a bracket part. And, it seems like each one of these layouts has a little bit of detail done with the journaling pen. And so we're outlining the hearts, I should say, the sticker hearts. So it's just a little bit of detail. I don't know what that smudge is on there. Little schmutz. And then there's going to be one of the circle stickers is going to go on there, but I'm going to go ahead and pop it up so that it's not sticking to where a picture would go. So I'm kind of raising it above the picture. Move my heart a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And so the picture can go up under the little yellow round sticker, which has some flowers on it. And so here is the next page. I do like this page. I like this paper a lot. So that I learned the flower, you want to put the flower in place before you do anything else. Now, what I like about these flowers is you can see the straight edge, and then there's, like a leaf or a what is it, a bracket? That kind of fits up into an open area between the leaves. And so you kind of know that you've got it in the right place when you're kind of so I'm just placing things around just to see where they go, kind of figure it out. So before I get to sticking, I want to make sure that things are kind of where they need to be. Now, the only thing I had a little problem with was the rosebud being kind of too long. So I don't know whether I should have used the rosebud, the shorter one, for this one. And this I'm kind of centering by eyeballs. It's close enough. And this pretty little heart is going to get popped up. I'm going to use my little pop-up circles. Makes it super simple. There we go. So then you kind of know which pieces you need to put down first. So I'm going to put the leaves, figure out where the leaves go. And probably should have put down the other things first. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes I just do and go without saying, I kind of lay things down and then it's like, but I put them down in the wrong order. So we're placing the leaves here and there, and I've got my flower placed along the edge. And you want to kind of just scooch it up so you don't see any color coming out from the background. Same thing here. I like that they have the straight edge, so, it kind of helps you know exactly where you need to put it. And I'm just kind of making sure it doesn't get stuck all the way down before I do more placement. It would have been smarter to just cut off some of that stem than to try to mess with it. Made myself a little crazy doing that. And then the leaf goes right underneath. So pretty how it kind of wraps around nicely. And these are just super simple. The one thing nice about having the dot pattern is you can totally line it up according to the dots. And, you'll get it straight because the dots are in a straight line. Whoops. That's me taking the flower apart bit by bit. And I'm trying to put it together, but eventually it just needs to come off. I'm so silly. So we really don't need that stem sticking down. But there you go. Okay, putting down the stitched look backgrounds for the 3x3. So like I said, they just line up right nicely along the dots. Super simple. So kind of eyeballing. You can even count dots down on the instructions and kind of, get the idea of where it needs to go. And then we've got our third one, whoops, going in place. And, You know, you got to wonder if maybe putting the pictures down, picture backgrounds first would have been a good thing. But anyway, here we go. I didn't, so that gets tucked under. Then I kind of decide to move it up. That's why I say it. Probably putting the pictures in place first would have been a good thing. And that's when I... So that piece came off in spite of me trying to glue it back together again. And so I tuck it back up under. And there you go. That's how it needed to be in the first place. And you can pull the leaves out so they can kind of overlap. I'm having trouble for placement. I just needed a little bit more space for the little tag to come down. And I think that, you know, that ends up makes for a nice layout. And so actually this would be a pretty simple layout to copy. You know, you put your pictures there and then you just have a detail on the lower part and in the upper right-hand corner, and you've got a nice layout. So the detail could be anything. Doesn't have to be flowers. It could be totally something else, but it makes for a nice layout. So I've got my 3 pictures. I'm going to go ahead and powder up the glue so that the little rosebud can just hang over the pictures. And then the little titles for each picture are going to, I'm going to pop those up with some foam dots. And I'm keeping the top part kind of open so it can overlap the picture. So it's kind of nice. And you've got, with having the kind of a 3x4 background and just using a 3x3 picture on it, then you can add a little title that becomes, you know, part of the whole layout. I mean, the whole picture, kind of a picture titling the picture. So this one I'm using the tape for. And next thing I'm going to do is add the title. So this is where I use the word family. And these letters are really, really, really beautiful, I think. They've got flowers and vines on them. They're just really, really lovely. We used to have a stamp, an alphabet stamp that had letters on it like that. Really gorgeous. So I'm not putting these down very tight because I'm just going to see what the placement is. And I will end up adjusting the letters because I'm kind of going more over to the right-hand side. So the F needs to come back over. Everybody else needs to get scooched over a bit. Oh, those are beautiful letters. It's a beautiful color for one thing, and then to have the white detail and letters on the letters is really, I think, gorgeous. So there I've kind of squished the letters together a little bit more, and then the Y. So that's pretty good. Now I'm going to press them down real good. It's because I don't need to adjust them anymore. So, pretty, right? It's like, okay, what do I do? These little titles are supposed to get hearts on them. But it looks to me like I've only got 2 small hearts left. So I need to make an adjustment. So I'm thinking right now, well, should I use the flower instead of a heart on there? And then I start looking at where else did I use some hearts? I need to do something with that. Either the small heart fell off, or I used a heart where I should have used a different size. So I'm going to avoid everything and and do the outline. I'm trying to figure out whether they're going on the inside of the white line, but they're actually kind of going over the white line. Now, it would have been better for me to use a little ruler on this because I have to tell you, my my lines were not so straight. But like I said, each page has got a little bit of detail from the journaling pen. And so it just adds just a little something. A je ne sais quoi. But straight lines, they are not. So don't feel bad if yours aren't straight. Okay. I'm going to start putting kind of things away. Put that out of the way, and I've got a bigger heart there. So if I bring over the first page, see, I've got the small heart there. So I'm going to take that one off. I'm glad it didn't rip. Add a little bit more glue. And there we go. So that one's fixed. And now all I'm going to do is put some glue on that slightly bigger heart. And everything is just where it needs to be. So pretty. Yay, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to leave a comment or a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching. This, once again, is Eat, Play, Love with Close to My Heart. Bye now. Thank you. I appreciate you watching and supporting my channel. So thanks a lot. Come shop with me. Bye now.